We're in the shade, we're having fun. So that's good.
All right. All right, I'm Armin Hafliger from Switzerland. I met Greg in 2015, Chiang Mai, with the Durian Rider crew, and all these people were still there, and have been coming back to Thailand since a couple of times, and wanted to visit Greg here on his new home. I mean, I like Thailand for the fruit in general, and the cycling and the people, and it's just a nice, very nice country for me to live and spend time.
People want to know your background. People want to know why are you vegan? Why you're vegan? Like.
Oh, whoa.
Okay, one step at a time. Are you vegan?
Yes.
You're vegan. Okay,
Yes.
when did you go vegan and why?
I went vegan like 4 years ago. Four, I think, 4 years ago. And
Why?
very mixed reasons. Like, I think what made me start to rethink my nutrition and stuff was like my health and well-being a bit more in the beginning. But also, as I grew up on a dairy farm actually, I was always like aware of the situation with the animals and the kind of abuse that is going on, even though it's like a small family farm and not that many cows, and all the cows still have their name and stuff and are most of the time treated like pets. It's still like this, there's still some things that even as a kid you see that they're kind of wrong to do. But the initial push was like from when I was like from my health, like from my well-being. I did not feel as great like at the age of 24 as I felt like 18 or as I remembered feeling like at the age of 18 or something like that. So I'm a curious guy, so I started to read about nutrition and stuff like that.
What did you read?
I think first I came across Mr. McDougall, John McDougall, the starch guy.
Okay.
The Fully Raw starch guy.
So McDougall is all about eating potatoes and pasta. Carbohydrates.
Getting rid of the oils and the animal foods.
Also reducing salt, but if salt can make you eat more starches like potatoes and rice, then it's okay with a little bit of salt.
I think he considered the salt and the sugar a bit of a scapegoat, this guy, Mr. John McDougall. Yeah, and the funny thing was that, I mean, that from my science background at university, this guy seemed pretty reasonable. But then soon after, I found Freely the Banana Girl and Durian Rider, and I was first a bit unsure about like that much fruit and stuff. But I always loved fruit, so I tried the raw till 4 thing, and it worked good for a couple of years.
So you eat raw fruits and vegetables and whatever until 4 o'clock in the afternoon?
Oh, it's basically just like raw during the day and then one cooked dinner. That is, raw till 4 is just a name to make it sound a bit catchy.
And maybe also to make a easy rule for people to remember and like go for. Maybe I think people like guidelines.
Easy
guidelines.
Easy guidelines to follow.
Yeah,
maybe.
When you were a kid and you gave these animals names and were you like emotionally attached to some of these when they then needed to go to slaughter, or? or was it just part of the daily life?
As we did not have a lot of cows back then when I was a kid, it happened very rarely that you would bring one to the slaughterhouse, and you did not see that. You just see it like missing, and you did not like, the connection was not really there. But the connection became much more apparent with when we once had some little chicks, like small little, how do you call them?
I think chicks or
The small little chicks. We got some like maybe 10, 20 small little chicks, and then at one point like this, we liked them very much, like me and my sisters, and at one point my grandfather started to slaughter them, and that was just so very horrific to see. Like ever since from that point I was never able to eat like poultry or something like that anymore.
And how old were you?
I think it was like 5 or something.
Really? And you didn't eat poultry since you were 5?
Yes.
Gee, wow.
Yes, because that was just, it was so gross for me to see, and like so emotionally like challenging to see like these pets, like these were really pets for us. We took care of them, and then they got slaughtered, and like just with an axe like cut the head off, and then I think I even saw one running away without a head and stuff, and that was just,
yeah. If you're 5 years old, it's like
it's very traumatizing experience for me, and my mother felt bad ever after, you know, and she would very rarely cook like poultry or stuff like that. And it's, yeah, same with my sisters, and we can never like eat meat from a bone. That was a very difficult thing for us to do. To like, okay, we could eat some sausage, some this and that, like.
But then there came an end to Raw Till 4, and then you went raw for a bit. And tell us like the first raw experience and why you stopped. You were raw for 6 months at one point, and then
5-6 months, yes.
Yeah, and then you stopped and went back to Raw Till 4.
Yes. Cooked food addictions.
Cooked food addictions.
No, it's just, yeah, it was winter in Switzerland, and like before I was raw for this 5-6 months, I was just constantly going back and forth, raw till 4. And I realized for me that the cooked food is a bit of an addiction. So after a couple of cooked dinners, I would crave the cooked dinner on the next day, and it would take a bit of an effort to get over it again, and then the first day is a bit hard, second day is still a bit hard, and then the third and the fourth day is already very easy from the physical side. But then you also have the mental part of the game, which is the mental cravings, or like some little guy in your head suggests, hey, why not eat these potatoes? They were tasting so good last time you ate them, or they made you feel so good. And it's a bit sedating as well, like the cooked food for me. That is what I just noticed. And this experience made me question like the whole cooked food eating a bit more. I thought like, okay, if this stuff is making me addicted, like me personally, I don't know how it is for other people, but if it makes me a bit addicted, like it's a bit strange. Why does it do it? Why is it like that? And like maybe what happens if I don't consume it for extended period of time?
Explain for us the difference between an addiction. Like, I'm addicted to. Am I addicted to air? I'm addicted to clean air. I need it every day. You know, I cannot say no to air. I need it. And we need to eat nutrition, like for the body that needs nutrition. But you mean the addiction is because if you have a board of different foods, you can then can you abstain from one certain specific type of food for specific time and then eat just, for example, raw. That because you're not you're it's difficult for us to abstain from cooked food. Then it's an addiction. Or how do you define an addiction when it's like for
In this context, like usually when people use the word addiction, they imply that it already has some negative consequence on you. Like because breathing, nobody would, or eating in general, nobody would call eating. I mean, there's eating addiction, but that's a different thing. But the normal eating, the normal breathing, the normal whatever, we would not call addiction because we don't think that it implies negative consequences. So usually people use the word addiction when they mean that, when they want to imply that it has negative consequences. So but in this context, I don't know whether the cooked food has negative consequences. It might even be that it has positive implications, like the cooked food, and maybe that's why you get addicted, because it's so nutritious, or it's because it is better than the raw food. But what I notice is that like I could have like a very nutritionally like unbalanced or poor dinner, like for example white rice and ketchup, and I would feel physically satisfied. Or I could have like a very nutritious like green salad, like with all the good stuff and all the vitamins and minerals, and I will not feel satisfied. Like I would not be able to satisfy that addiction or whatever you want to call it. So that made me wonder, like, why, if it's a nutritional thing, like why does the white rice with ketchup satisfy me? And then also, why does it get the cravings or the physical withdrawal symptoms get weaker after 1, 2, 3 days? So, but I'm still not sure that I will stay raw food forever, and that is, I would even say that it's probably unlikely that I will stay raw food for the rest of my life. But I just need to try it at this point of time and
why?
Do the experiment for myself.
Why are you specifically now raw?
Because of John Rose.
Okay.
No, it's just like. But the thing was, like, if I would have been like 100% satisfied still with a raw till 4 type of diet, then I would probably not have seen a point in experimenting with the raw food diet. So maybe I did many mistakes with the raw till 4 diet, and maybe that's why, like, after 2-3 years it did not give me that good results that it was giving me in the beginning. Maybe I should have changed like smaller things with the raw till 4 protocol first before experimenting with a completely raw diet. But at that point I was just also inspired by this guy John Rose on YouTube. Great guy.
What the? Okay, I need to just, for the record, I'm not sponsored. I have no affiliation with John Rose.
You might not even like it so much because he's not your personality type.
That is irrelevant. I
Right.
think it's good to have different information out there. I think it's good to make people curious. I think it's good that we try different things.
All
So I
right.
think that John, if we can make as many people vegan or raw vegan or whatever, just they don't destroy the planet, then it's good. And I think John Rose is all about also making people, or he's trying to make people healthy and tell them what to do and not to destroy the planet. So that's good. Yeah. So I support people like that. Now you have been in Leg and Greg vegan camp for a couple of days.
The food for me is like incredible. Like it's a dream for me here. Like eating raw vegans, having all the mangoes. Like that is seasonal, I know, but I just came in the right time for the nice Namdok Khmer mangoes. I was helping them harvesting in the morning. Yeah, it's just very nice. Today we found a perfectly ripe jackfruit from the tree ripened. It was just so good.
And it was a specific type even. It's like it's
orange type.
It's like this type is very different from the normal ones that
It's just good to have the food growing around you. Maybe I miss some lettuce or something like that.
The leafy greens.
Spicy wasabi leafy greens.
Yeah, too
Spicy.
much, too much for raw.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's nice to flavor like a dish with it. To cut one leaf into small little bits, but you cannot eat like a pound of it or something. No way.
But we also have the standard Thai kale.
Yeah.
That is not
water kale also.
Yeah, but that same type of leafy green that is Thai kale.
Yeah.
They all usually have different names because it's like Chinese kale.
And the one they do morning glory with.
Morning glory is a specific. That is water spinach. Some people call it water spinach. And there are so many names. If you look it up, then it's like
Do you eat them? Can you eat them raw? Maybe juice them.
Like morning glory.
All these kind of greens.
Yeah. You can juice them. You can blend them.
Yeah.
I eat them like salad.
Just like a salad.
Yeah.
Yeah, because in the Philippines I was like choosing a lot of these greens, of these small like dark green leafy greens. I was just choosing them, and then it's very easy with some pineapple.
Yeah.
Very tasty, and you get in a lot of greens.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Greg knows the area very well here already. He showed me some nice places. Yesterday we went to a cave. That was pretty cool. Crawled into a cave and visited some nice temples. There was even like a ceremony going on one of the temples we visited yesterday. They were all in their traditional costumes and dancing and drums, and we were there dirty from the cave, like dirty elbows and knees from crawling around in the cave. And
on the first day we were on the road bikes, like visiting also the vegan vegan settlements and eco village. So how is it like? How is it to cycle here on the road bike?
Yeah, it's nice. The roads are good. You can just. Yeah, I mean, I didn't cycle that much. Like I didn't do like big loops or something. But I think it would be nice to cycle here. Even there's some hills in the distance that you see, and yeah, I will definitely come back, and if I have the chance to stay here a bit longer and explore the area a bit more, because here is just away from the tourists, and everything that you see is still like they do it for themselves and not just for some tourists. Even there, like the ceremony yesterday, we witnessed, like there was nobody there, but like if that would have been in Bangkok or Chiang Mai, like you would have seen like dozens of tourists like witnessing these things there. It's quite nice.
You're a bit of like also a special guy, you know. You have your beliefs and Is there anything you would like to share to the world that like
No, I cannot.
you cannot share?
No,
It's too secret. Too underground.
no, it's not.
But
Yeah.
is it okay? You don't need to share any of your secrets or on your. But is there
It's
like?
not secrets,
but-
but,
but-
it's just like some things just need more explanation.
Okay.
You cannot just like tell it in 2 sentences, and
Yeah.
people
Well-
will take it the wrong way. Or,
Okay.
You know, it's just.
So you can contact Armin for a full 20-hour explanation of the different
Of the world.
of the world. But you'll need to pay him like
No, it's all right.
No, it's alright. He just likes to talk. So, but anyway, is there any like if the people are watching and they are like, oh, I don't know if raw or veganism or like is there a message you want to give to people where they should move their lives to?
Yeah, if I would know like the perfect way, like then I would share it, of course. But I don't know it, so everybody needs to experiment. And I think it's worth, like, if you imagine that you maybe live to 80, 90, then to experiment for a couple of years when you're young with different things seems reasonable. Like maybe you figure out something and that is good, that will be beneficial for you for the next 60 years or 50 years to come. So
Are you talking
it's a
about
good-
diet or lifestyle or?
both? Anything, you know, like just experiment, observe. Yeah, why not?
Thank you very much for sharing your thoughts.
Yeah,
And
you're
good
welcome.
luck on your travels.
Yeah,
And
thank you.
and I hope you will. I will hear more from you from your like raw experiments and raw lifestyle, because it's a lifestyle, no?
I don't know. It's just